Hi, class. I went through your discussion posts, and there were a lot of good discussion posts, so I was really pleased about that. I, in particular, looked at what is your reaction to the class and the questions that you had. And I collected the questions for this document that I'm going to go through with you now. Also, I was pleased to see that your reactions to the class were pretty positive. So let me start to run through these questions and give you answers. They're in no particular order, it's random. How are these discussions going to help me in this class? Well, the discussion questions and participation in the discussion will help you apply the course content. And in addition, it's going to help prepare you for the module quiz and exams because you're getting more familiar with the content. All right, what type of interactions take place throughout the course, and will this course be a dynamic or set structure? Well, week one established the structure format, so um, that's going to be pretty set. Week two is when the course content begins. That'll be Tuesday, and then the structure will be the same for each module that follows. And you'll see then it's a 2-week format. What is dynamic are the discussions and the focus on different content. So the content will change every 2 weeks, and your discussions will always be dynamic. How can I stay on top of all of my work when I do not have the extra in-class help? Well, you will need to practice good time management, and the due dates for assignments are designed to help you manage each module as well. So I think you'll find that helpful. All right, why would the College of Business require us to take a class teaching us how to achieve our dream job? Well, I think, we use, getting your dream job is just one way we can frame benefits of the class. This class is fundamental in the content that's being taught. In other words, you're learning the fundamentals of organizational behavior, groups and team dynamics, human resource management, decision making, motivation, and leadership. That's why they would require the class. It's because this content is critical to being an effective leader in any organization. Will it be more difficult learning the information online rather than in a normal classroom setting? I think that depends upon the person, and the content's very comparable. In my experience, the online environment kind of grows on you. I'm to the point, I've been doing teaching online since the 90s. And I'm very comfortable online. I take online classes for my own personal development, and I find that I learn a great deal from them. But this is personal. I have met some people just they don't do well online because I think they lack the personal discipline because you have to pace yourself through this. All right, what leadership roles will I be placed in this course, and how will they challenge me? I'm thinking by working in a group during the semester, I'll have the opportunity to step up and become a leader of the group. Well, we don't have any group projects that require collaborative work, so most students like that. So you're going to be in the role of a leader, though, as you work to solve the challenge for each module. So every 2 weeks, when a new module pops up, you'll have the opportunity to perform as a leader, and then you'll post that in your group and get feedback from group members, which will be helpful because they'll tell you what they think of what you posted. So that will help you develop your leadership skills. To what extent will questions be graded? We plan to start grading questions on Tuesday. There's a grading rubric to follow. I will be doing office hours. I think, yeah, I'm doing office hours on Tuesday from 7 to 9. So if there's questions about grading in, I don't know that we'll get it done. It might take a couple of days, but at least if you have questions, then you're welcome to phone in. What will we learn in this class? Well, the content you're going to learn, which you'll start to see on Tuesday, you'll get the module on the fundamentals of organization behavior. Coming up will be groups and team dynamics, human resource management, motivation, leadership, and decision making. So they're the core behaviors you need to be a leader in an organization. How will this class help me further understand how relationships with people work, and how can I be the best communicator in a workplace? By the way, the late Virginia Satir used to say that um, the person with the most flexibility will also be the most influential. I think I think this class will help me achieve that by showing me how to handle people and what people truly want from a boss or coworker. That's a good answer. So I agree with that. What is the best way to get the most from this course? My answer to this would be communication with peers, thoughtful responses to posts, and completion of all quizzes. And that's a very good answer. If you do all of this, it'll help you retain the course content. Right? How will I be able to communicate with the instructor? But based on the information in the syllabus, I'm confident there should be minimal problems. Well, my intention is to be available. I will post office hours, as you can see. I'll be doing that again Tuesday from 7 to 9. I did one. Forget what day now. Was it Wednesday? I think I did it on Wednesday, and there was not many call-ins, so the line was open most of the time. You can also email me through Canvas, or you can arrange for a one-on-one phone call. I'll make time for you. How do we know what we're supposed to be focusing on, mainly moving forward in topics? You'll know because every 2 weeks when a module comes up, content module, you'll focus on that course content. Not only that, the chapter is broken into sections to make it easier for you to pair the content with the challenge. What is the testing format and style? The answer to this might be multiple choice, short answer, fill in, true, false, I might add, yes. Okay. I don't think there's any short answer. I think it's multiple choice, true, false, or fill in. Uh, will I be able to apply the information I learn in this course to how I run my business? This class was designed for application, so I hope you'll be able to do this. I mean, it's certainly, that's the design. Um, is there a way to access assignments earlier? This class was designed for content to be released each week. So in the past, it's been too confusing to open it all at once, or even to have two modules open at once. So right now, the plan is on Tuesdays, you'll get new content every 2 weeks. Will we be required to go to a specific classroom for exams and quizzes? No, we're not doing that. You can take quizzes and exams from home or wherever you are with your computer. They are timed, and you'll be limited in the number of tries that you have. For example, you'll have 2 tries on the quizzes, and it'll keep the higher grade. For exams, you'll have 1 try, but you'll have more minutes. What is the first quiz going to be over? This seemed to be a point of confusion for a few people because we didn't offer any course content during week 1. So the quiz for week 1 is going to be on the syllabus, the announcement, and the class format. In other words, we're only quizzing based on information that was presented to you. All right. I'm questioning what we will do with the groups and what the dynamics of the group will be. Well, the participation in the group discussions help you to focus on application. It'll help you to learn the course content. Um, I'm hoping that you'll have a really positive dynamic in your groups, and and the more serious you take it, the more you help everyone learn. How's the best way to prepare for exams and quizzes? I said I would assume that the best way is to review material reviewed in the webinars and the modules and quizzes. That's a good answer. I would also take the practice quizzes multiple times. I think they help you as well. All right, let me get up here. How quickly do students understand the material? Students tend to pick up the course content quickly without problems. In other words, it's not complicated to understand. You just have to study it. And the group discussions further clarify the content, so you'll find that helpful. The class talks a lot about working in teams, but since there's no physical classroom, how are we going to better our team working skills? Excuse me. If I had to answer that question, I'd say through the online groups. So you will practice working with your group in discussions. That's a good answer. A growing trend in organizations today are virtual teams, and online learning teams face similar challenges, and the behaviors are transferable. So you can develop team skills online, and you can learn to become a team player online. Most organizations want a team player too, by the way. How will this course directly help me in acquiring a finance position? And then he says, my best answer to this question is this course will teach me management, self-improvement strategies that will be useful in my last 2 years of college in obtaining a career position. That's a good answer. The behavioral interview questions will also prepare you for the interviews. So, is a professor available as much as a professor is available in a normal class? Well, I'm not sure how much they're available in a normal class, but I'll be available during office hours on the open conference line. Or you can email me through Canvas, or you can arrange to call me for a private phone call. My intention is to make myself available as much as needed. So I will say the last office hours I did on Wednesday, not much activity, which that's good. That means you're getting enough clarity in class that no, you didn't need to call in. All right, how long do we have to complete an exam? Not time allotted, but days after open to complete the exam. You have a week for the midterm and a week for the final. They're each scheduled for a week of class. I still cannot figure out the books and materials on Canvas, even though I've gone through all the videos. That's because we've not given them to you yet. They won't show up till Tuesday, and on Tuesday, you'll get Chapter 1, the fundamentals of organizational behavior, and it's built right into Canvas, so it's really simple. You'll just work off Module 2, clicking on content. Will the online setting make it difficult for students to transfer the skills learned to their careers? I personally have taken many courses online, including some that were with abstract content. For example, with Ken Wilber, it was pretty abstract. Contemplative practices in East and West cultures, that was pretty abstract. And I had good retention and transferability. But it depends upon the individual. You'll have your own experience. I do think online grows on you. So if this is your first encounter with online, I wouldn't give up on it. I'd stick with it. Will there be more animated videos? Yeah, we rely on videos throughout the class, so you're going to see more. All right, I'm questioning the kind of information that'll be on the quizzes and exams and how to prepare. Once again, they cover the content presented in the module. That makes it easier for you. Best preparation, read all that content, take that practice quiz 3 times. What are the differences between this course, Management 3000? Does it cover supply chain? And I'll be honest with you, I'm not real familiar with Management 3000 yet, so maybe I will become, but this course does not cover supply chain. It focuses on organizational behavior needed by leaders. Right, how can I keep up with class assignments and due dates? My answer to this would be to check Canvas regularly, look at the syllabus. That's a good answer. I'll try to help keep you focused on due dates as well. How often is there homework? Depends how you define homework. I mean, this is an online course, so you manage your own time. I think it's all homework. Each week, or every 2 weeks, beginning a new module, You'll read the content, you'll take the practice quizzes, you'll work on preparing your discussion posts, and you'll take your module quiz. And then the second week of each content module, you'll focus on group discussion. So we got to make a fix there, okay. I also would like to know the difficulty amount of time recommended for the course. This was, I kind of covered that in week 1, where there's a formula for calculating the number of hours you would be expected to prepare for the course. So you may want to look at that video one more time to see that in detail. And then each week will be demanding in preparation. In other words, you're going to have to prepare every week. So it's not easier than a live class. Are we only interacting with the people in our group? And the answer is yes. If some emergency were to come up, would I be able to send some form of evidence and get a late assignment? Yes, I'll work with you. I think that was, by the way, that was covered in the video, so you may want to look through that again. I think it was also in the detailed information link. Will our exams be timed as soon as we start the exam, or does it become available and then we have a certain time to complete it? The timing starts once you start. So once you get ready to do it, you want to set aside an hour and a half and plan to finish it. A question I have is, what do employers do to help promote micro relationships? And I think what they meant by micro relationships here, they're talking about good working relationships with employees. And I would point to the research today shows that millennials and generations to follow perform much better when their leader has a supportive relationship. And you can see that trend really easy just in professional sports, the shift in coaching styles to a much more collaborative, supportive style. And then in addition, multiculturalism is growing, and multicultural workers, they also perform better when treated with dignity and respect in a relationship. So that's the future of organizations. Kind of responses should we be providing in order to receive full credit for the 5 comments in the discussion? And you need to post a substantive response that contributes to the discussion by adding content, clarifying or extending the discussion. That's what we're looking for. In other words, don't say I agree. That's not substantive. What does the calendar for this class look like, and what will we be learning each week? Starting next week on Tuesday, we'll be in the 2-week format. And each week, beginning a module, you'll read content, you'll take practice quizzes, you'll prepare your posts for the discussion, and you'll take the quiz. And then on the second week, you'll participate in the discussions. Establishes a good flow, and students in the past have reported liking that flow. What is the format for the quizzes and exams? Multiple choice, short answer, fill in. You'll get used to that. How will we know if we're understanding the topic, or know if we're ready to be quizzed on that information? Well, participation in the group discussion will help you to know, because you're working with the content. And you'll receive feedback on your quizzes and practice quizzes. That should tell you as well. Things you want clarified further can be done on feedback from me or through video. You just make a request. How closely will the case simulation apply to the course? And the answer is very close. They're directly aligned with the content. Matter of fact, we've broken the content into segments so that you'll know that the content and the challenge go together. You're going to take that content and use it to solve the challenge. You will use the terminology and theories in the content, and doing that improves your grade. All right, the question that I have is, why do all the responses to group members need to be on different days? And no, they don't. You do not literally have to post each response on a different day. You simply have to post on more than one day. And this is so that you see the posts that others may post after your first comment. So it helps keep you in the flow of the discussion. How will I get help when I need it? Well, you will get help by emailing me through Canvas, calling the open conference line when it's posted, like Tuesday, or you can arrange for a private phone call that we work out on our calendars. As we progress through the course, will there be more material posted? Yes. Every 2 weeks, you get a new chapter of the text, and it'll be broken into segments aligned with the challenges. And why is stats a prerequisite for this course? I was not part of the rationale in the curriculum design, so I'm not sure I have a good answer for that. And then the follow up to that was they were worried we're going to use stats in the class, and the only stats we're going to use is to score a standardized test in the leadership module, and the scoring is pretty simple, so you'll not have a problem with it. What is the best way to go about studying the material so that you feel you're prepared for quizzes and exams? I would recommend read the content, take the practice quizzes more than once. Develop your discussion post as well, because it helps you with the content. My first question is how class can be focused on you and to help you achieve your goals of landing that dream job. Well, it can, because we're focused on application and helping you develop and integrate skills needed to be an effective leader. And then the behavioral interview questions prepare you for that interview, which a lot of people have never thought about what these questions might be, and this class makes you think about them. So it's focused on you, and at the same time, it's focused on your development and help prepare you. What kind of things will we be doing in the class, and how will we learn the material? Well, you'll be reading the text, which comes up Tuesday. You'll be taking practice quizzes. You'll be solving a challenge from a simulation using content from the text. So that's applied. And then you're going to interact with other students with the content in your discussions. What topics are we going to be discussing together? Well, starting on Tuesday, you'll be discussing fundamentals of organizational behavior. And then the next 2 weeks is groups and team dynamics, human resource management, decision-making, motivation, and leadership. These are the core behaviors needed by leaders. Will all the exam questions we think of be used on the actual exam? Your exam questions may eventually be used, but not during this course. Whereas it takes a lot of time to sort them out, clean them up, get them in question pools, and so maybe a future class gets your questions, but your question pools already exist and is programmed in the course. All right, as a person who is interested in working in a school and not for a company, I'm not sure how relevant the skills I learn in this course will be compared. And I would say I've consulted with many organizations, and I've also worked in academia for a lot of years. And the leadership skills and behaviors being taught in this class are fundamental to leaders in schools as well as other organizations. And so they're very relevant. And so I think you'll see that once we get into that. How many parts to a module assignment are there? This is a good question. They vary, and it depends upon how much course content exists in the module. So your modules will either have 2, 3, or 4 parts, just depending upon how much content there is. So it kind of balances out over time. All right, I'm curious how this course will line up with the way my other courses have been taught. And I have no idea how your other courses have been taught, but I can tell you this course really emphasizes application. That's your point of comparison. Why is there not homework? Well, it depends upon how you define homework. I view it all as homework. It's online. So there's a certain amount of work you have to accomplish with every module, and you're going to manage your own time in getting it done. I think when you're doing that, to me, that looks like homework. And I really like this last question here, this next question. It says, will I enjoy this class? And once again, in my experience, online classes grow on you. I prefer online now, and also being able to manage my own time while learning. So I find them pretty enjoyable, but it's certainly that's a personal call, and hopefully the content resonates with you because that makes a difference. You mentioned we can speak with you through webinar. Does that mean online? Well, Dr. Katie uses webinars because he has go-to meeting account. I'm using an open conference call line that you phone in. The only difference between the two is he uses a screen share as needed, and I'm not yet, which I may try before the end of the course through different software. So I will say on the first office hours Wednesday, a screen share is not needed. So you're not missing anything there. Can I move faster through this, or does it all work the same pace with group discussion and such? And um, from the times this course has been presented in the past, it needs to move through at the same pace or it just gets chaotic. And so it's too confusing to open more than one module at once, and that's why it's on the adaptive release plan. And so, yeah, you'll move through on the same pace as a group. So hopefully you adjust to that. Well, these are good questions. I wanted to give you some answers, and hopefully on Tuesday, when the course content comes up and you see the first chapter of the text, things start to get more clear as well. I hope this helps. So thanks, and I'll see you in the conference call Tuesday if you have any more questions.